Hello, my name is Rylan. Welcome to my slideshow. I'm going to be doing culture, and I chose this theme because I think culture is very important when it comes to social studies, and learning about different culture is has a lot to do with diversity in the classroom. So I chose to do culture, and I did fourth grade, which is the early level. So now moving on to my next slide. So relevance to social studies. It says culture needs to be learned by all ages. It's starting in students in elementary school. Learning about themes is important. Learning about different cultures is important all around the world. So if you travel anywhere, it's very important that you have the idea of what different cultures are so you don't offend anybody. And it helps people understand diversity. And I think it helps students at a really young age. So for my topic/unit, so the topic is students are going to create a concept map about their own culture. So some guiding questions that I want students to start thinking about before we get into the unit on culture diversity is, what do you think culture is? What is your culture? Do you have more than one culture in your family? And what traditions do you have? I think these are all important questions to ask students before you get started, and they're not going to know all the answers to them, and that's okay. I just want them to start thinking about what culture is and what does it mean to have diversity. So knowledge. When it comes to the guiding questions, students should be able to answer most of the questions once they learn what culture is and what it stands for. So that's some of the knowledge pieces that I'm going to be teaching in my lesson. And the unit for social studies when it comes to culture is they're going to be able to understand what is culture and what is their own culture. So the process, so step 1, I have students will learn about culture diversity and what different cultures are. And then step 2 is students will answer the guiding questions orally with a partner and fill out the worksheet that I have attached in the next slide. Step 3, after this discussion about culture, students will create their own culture map about their own culture and their own diversities. And finally, step 4, after creating their culture map, they will present it to the class. So here I have the product. So here's the culture worksheet that we will do before we really get started. And that will have different questions like how I dress, where I live, what my language is, what I play, my family, what celebrations do I have, what kind of music does my culture listen to, and then you'll in the middle have what your culture is. And then the other product that they'll have that they're going to present to the class is the culture concept map, and they'll be able to create this on their own based off of the culture worksheet that they did previously. So one of the bubbles could be where I live, and they could fill that in for one of them. One of them could be my language for my culture. One could be my family is a bubble. Another bubble could be celebrations/traditions that they celebrate. Another could be what food they eat, and art and music that they celebrate. So finally, to wrap up, I will have an exit ticket with questions, and it will say, what is your culture? They should be able to answer this question. And what is something that you celebrate in your culture, which they also should be able to write down and then turn in to me on their way out the door. Thank you for listening to my presentation on culture and diversity.